from the Street of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Street of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Today I'm your host for the evening. My name is Badus. I'm from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seeker, I'm proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and IS education and training institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seeker from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 4,500 plus organization. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reputable. We serve student and community research and education. We believe that it's not effective in case one skill just by accruing formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to students, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner, the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institutes from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 million services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivational letter, and one knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge, which can update all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional trainers, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and serve them with research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP member are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individual who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 2047 webinars successfully. Moving to the next with your continuous support. We already completed 2047 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker participants, at this moment is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched a new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our service. So create your account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you'll enjoy all feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now I can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time limited because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, you can download the certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, you can download the certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes common support with IGP, you can download that also. You can easily prepare and download 18 types of instance certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, 2021, and 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Classroom Engagement Tool, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, the new trend in education. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Upskill Leadership and Manager Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6. Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research and Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8. Art Teaching a Special Program in the Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, Purifying Student Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now, you can participate with 1,000 plus international level tools with verified e-certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for kids, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our previous services with many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical problem will late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition. We solved all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. We'll check your delivery for all webinar details. It's a cordial request to check all button and pages on our website. You like and say you benefited. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 2048 webinar, which name is Climate Entrepreneurship. And today our speaker ma'am name is Sania Lampao. She is from Greece. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker ma'am, I'll share a little bit about her. Ministry of Education and Religious Affairs Greece IGP Director. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation.
Greetings
Hello,
from
ma'am. Good
Greece.
evening.
Hello. Greetings. I would like to extend my warm congratulations for the great work all the team of IGP is doing every day, constantly. And of course, I would like to thank Institute of Global Professionals for this great opportunity for me to present and conduct almost every month a new webinar. So, thank you very much for the invitation. Today, we're going to talk about innovation, entrepreneurship, how to harness creative climate solutions. So, allow me to share now my presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Please share your presentation.
Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. The stage is yours. You can start your
Thank
presentation now.
thank you. So, entrepreneurs actually can be a powerful force against climate change. Actually, entrepreneurship and innovation are essential in the fight against climate change. So, one of the ways to achieve a sustainable world is, of course, through challenging the current business models and rapidly commercializing, disrupting innovation. So, entrepreneurs can be a driving force against climate change. They can do this how? By bringing ideas, innovative ideas into practice, introducing, of course, innovation, which is the driving force behind any progress, fulfilling consumer demand, creating demand for sustainability, and changing habits and cultures. So there are many business opportunities we're going to see from climate change. The trends nowadays, we talk about entrepreneurship, have to do with digital entrepreneurship, especially after the COVID pandemic, green entrepreneurship, and at the same time, inclusive or social entrepreneurship that has to do with how the companies should also help vulnerable groups. And the circular also entrepreneurship. So the threat of climate change, we could say that the harm caused by climate change due to high emissions greatly outweighs the profits gained through high emissions. So the biggest challenge now, I think, for climate activists is that many people do not see climate change as a serious threat, or they see it as a far-off event. So remember this interplay that there is nowadays between entrepreneurial orientation and disruptive innovation, sustainable practices, digitalization, how the companies can be profitable, but at the same time, their activities should not harm the environment. So innovation can help the entrepreneurial companies creating shared value, driving sustainable growth, and achieving long-term success. So why is it important? We talk about sustainable business development. We mean that the priority should always be how to preserve what we call essential or critical natural capital. And sustainable development can be achieved only if actions of both producers and consumers do not harm biodiversity, climate, and therefore maintain the Earth's ecosystem services. So climate entrepreneurship, we say about that's a big challenge now for climate activists, and why we should focus on what we call purpose-driven ecosystems. We have already some frameworks like environmental or social and the governance. This is a framework used to assess organizations' business practices and performance on various sustainability and ethical issues. And of course, we all know about UN Sustainable Development Goals and other framework. All these frameworks have been adopted by many companies. And at the same time, they have created an urgency for investors to seek investments that support these environmental, social, and governance and these global goals. But by making this mindset shift towards investment and purpose-driven company building is not straightforward because, as I said before, many investors still view impact investing as a no-profit exercise, and they choose to divide high-growth financial investments and purpose-driven investment. Uh, so we could say that to change this, we need to build a purpose-driven entrepreneurial ecosystem that will provide not only capital, but also mentors, policies, initiatives in order to connect investors with each other, entrepreneurs, to share knowledge, to share experiences, best practices, and the most important, to create a different mindset within the ecosystem. One initiative that supports this is what we call Innovative Funds for a Future, which was launched by the World Economic Forum. It actually brings together venture capitalists who want to invest in purpose-driven startups and accelerate progress towards sustainable development goals. So this platform allows like-minded venture capitalists to connect with a thriving community of global and high-impact entrepreneurs working in areas such as conservation, restoration of nature, improving the health of the ocean, climate action, circular economy, water, health, and education. And these initiatives could help, of course, to create global mission-driven entrepreneurial ecosystems in different parts of the world. Um, and this would allow startups to lead the way towards a carbon neutral world. So, what are the factors that actually drive sustainable business practices? Going greener can have many motivating factors. Of course, there are internal drivers. First hand, we talk about organizational benefits. We can see improved working conditions, safety, efficiency. Financial benefits, because we can get tax incentives, we can get grants, government grants, and investors on environmental sustainability governance, I mentioned before, this framework. And people benefits because by creating sustainable environment, we are more likely to see improved ethical behavior from employees. In other words, our team can take inspiration from the initiatives at work and apply them to their personal lives. On the other hand, we can talk about external drivers, commercial benefits. Going green can help us market ourselves and appeal to consumers who care about sustainability. Environmental benefits because we can reduce our carbon emissions, we can help the planet, and at the same time provide a more sustainable future for the next generation. Communication benefits because this eco-friendly image can make a lasting impression on potential customers and suppliers. However, what are all these challenges that climate entrepreneurs are facing? Climate entrepreneurs face many challenges, and the most important I think the barriers that they are struggling with, especially talk about Europe, are the unfriendly, we could say, unfriendly or unsupportive regulatory frameworks, the unfriendly legislations. Of course, the lack of financial support, so financial resources, and capacity limitations. Furthermore, a limited understanding of climate-focused business models can create a major obstacle for climate entrepreneurs in order to scale up their ventures, because green business models or sustainable business practices are widely, we could say, perceived or faced as concept. So in reality, only a few projects actually make it off. So what I want to say is that unclear and inadequate criteria surrounding what is actually green practice often makes it difficult to define whether the company genuinely contributes to sustainability or merely uses it to just greenwash environmental distraction. So the lack of capacity limitation I mentioned before, the lack of capacity can also prevent the climate dependence in their ambitions, given the fact that most countries have regulations on micro, small, and medium enterprises, but not only recognize enterprises or startups that aim to bring social impact. And this is exacerbated by the inequitable access and opportunities for women climate entrepreneurs. We will talk about this later. Um, Women entrepreneurs are now very becoming active in this field. Um, we talk about lack of financial resources. Nursing is difficult to access, especially in the early stages of business growth. Entrepreneurial ecosystems can be weak, especially in developing economies, and banks often require high collateral for loans. Venture capital is not easy, especially in developing countries. However, there is another problem also that many entrepreneurs are not familiar with the risks and benefits of climate technology or climate-related business models, and this makes them more reluctant to invest. So creating new types of financing tools with blended finance and distributed risk will be a key to attracting investment in climate entrepreneurs. So capacity development for climate entrepreneurs could be through incubators or through accelerators offers it's something which is very, I would say, promising, because if the services are designed correctly and if they are adapted to the specific regional context in which they're operating, then that could be very productive. Education, training, networking are often the core of incubation and acceleration models, and network, especially in many developing economies, can present challenges, as we know. But this is more or less the way that investors should behave. Make the most out of network, education, and training if they are available. And I forgot to say that another challenge is the lack of evidence. Evidence-based programs is an important gap for those who attempt to create new programs and support. So, what is happening, especially in developing countries? Entrepreneurs have an important role to play there in to adopting climate-friendly innovations, because they can promote sustainable and resilient development. So, developing countries will experience some of the worst. We all know about this, the worst climate impacts. And also they hold enormous potential for encouraging at the same time mitigation and adaptation on local and regional levels. However, entrepreneurs in developing economies face distinct challenges and barriers when it comes to addressing climate change. So entrepreneurs have opportunities to drive both mitigation and adaptation in multiple stages of the value chain. So the first one is that they can drive climate solutions through innovation. The first one, so through the adoption, for instance, of sustainable technologies or new business models, or through facilitation by spreading existing adaptation and mitigation measures through business models that allow for local uptake of technology or practices. When I talk about climate entrepreneurship, this of course includes various sectors that could be enterprise segments, markets, agriculture, very important, food systems, energy, efficiency, buildings, of creative biofuels, and in general environment. So if we talk especially about agriculture and food sector, This has to do with how we can increase agricultural productivity regardless of changing climate, how to minimize food loss, reduce impacts and system of inefficiencies, find ways to reduce methane emissions from livestock, how to increase landscape carbon sequestration. Climate priorities for the energy sector, that could be how to help reduce emissions from energy generation and use, how to help increase renewable energy production, help reduce energy loss through inefficiencies, increase energy access, especially electricity access, and maximize energy storage potential. At the same time, when we talk about environment and natural resources and sector, this sector, we need to take into consideration to find business models in order to improve ecosystem restoration sustainability, decrease the amount of waste that cannot be reused or repurposed, water and wastewater, how to reduce the amount of untreated wastewater entering ecosystems, and how to increase sequestration of carbon through natural and human-made solutions. And here we have the sectors. We talk about local adoption is what I said before, drive climate solutions through innovation, so generation of new technologies, or facilitation, spreading existing adaptation mitigation measures through models that allow for local uptake. So it is important, of course, to consider how different segments of entrepreneurs will intersect with climate issues differently. Usually we have two basic categories we have of entrepreneurs. The first category is category of small growing businesses which are oriented towards innovation and growth. So they are often referred as transformational or opportunity to grow for entrepreneurs, and these entrepreneurs may be involved in developing or adapting cutting-edge technologies in order to reduce energy or resource needs. On the other hand, we have a second category, entrepreneurs that who are focused only on providing a steady income stream and do not seek growth, and they're often called, referred as necessity or subsistence entrepreneurs. And these entrepreneurs of this category usually make up the vast majority of micro and small businesses. Both these segments of entrepreneurs are important to consider in the context of climate change, and especially in rural areas. We know that the opportunities there are bigger. It's hard, of course, to find a growth-oriented entrepreneur, but it's something that would stimulate entrepreneurs in order to be more active. And we said about agriculture. Agriculture is actually one of the most crucial areas for climate entrepreneurship, especially in developing countries. It is, we could say, on the front lines of climate change, as changing precipitation patterns, extreme weather events, pests and disease. Already, we know that pose big challenges to smallholder farmers. And at the same time, global demand for food may rise by 60% in the coming years, meaning that the world will need to grow more food crops than ever before. So adaptation in agriculture may require changing planting, for instance, or harvesting seasons based on weather patterns, increasing water storage, irrigation for uncertain rainfall, or finding or creating more productive seeds and inputs. For instance, some mitigation areas, what we could say, include how to reduce emissions produced by agricultural activity, reduce emissions from chemical fertilizers, or increase landscape carbon sequestration by changing practices, reduce land conversion from natural habitats to agriculture and biofuel crops. Apart from the farms themselves, there is a considerable opportunity in the value chain and in food processing and distribution to reduce emissions from production, transport, and food waste. So, rural Know that rural communities tend to have less access to adaptation solutions such as rain, water harvesting, irrigation systems, early weather warnings, improved seeds, improved soil management. They have less access, and this means that we need, in this case, business models that reduce barriers to accessing those solutions for rural entrepreneurs. Because if we find business models for this, this could boost food security, local income, and ensure resilience for the agricultural sector in the face of compounding climate change. Many growth entrepreneurs have found opportunities in the agri-tech sector, which is focusing on improving land productivity or decreasing farm labor for technological advances. Um, Many aspects of agri-tech sector have a high potential, we could say, to help farmers to do their work better. For example, drone monitoring or mobile phone apps, remote sensors connected to the Internet of Things, and improved mapping have all made it easier for agricultural producers to improve their operating efficiency. Agri-tech is an increasingly popular investment sector. Investments are easier, of course, to track. If we talk about energy, this is the most important sector for climate change mitigation is energy. Climate policies for this, I mentioned before, it's important to reduce emissions from energy generation and use. Um, Geothermal and small scale hydropower represent smaller overall market shares, but in certain geographies represent significant opportunities for entrepreneurs. Um, Solar and wind energy represent the largest current potential opportunities in renewable energy, which is also very important. If we talk about efficiency, upgrading energy infrastructure and efficiency are key energy sector components. New technologies for energy efficiency in appliances, in industrial processes, and buildings are being constantly pioneered. Efficiency is also a critical pathway for delivering energy access, um, and this is also very important sector to focus on if we want to invest. Buildings, it goes building and reconstruction together account, as I say, for about 36% of global energy use and 40% of energy-related carbon dioxide emissions annually. So to meet the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement and limit global temperature rise, the building's environment energy intensity, this is a measure of how much energy buildings use, will have to improve by, as experts say, by 30% by 2030. So energy efficient building modifications, what we call retrofits or construction techniques, green building, already offer opportunities for entrepreneurs developing economies. And do not forget that by 2060, two-thirds of the expected global population of 10 billion will live in cities. To accommodate this tremendous growth, additions to the global building stock of 3 trillion square, we could say, of new floor area are anticipated doubling by 2060. This is, as I said, equivalent of adding an entire New York City every month for 40 years. So, new building stocks must be designed to meet zero net carbon standards. It is a great opportunity. I could say it's a huge opportunity for entrepreneurs who can innovate around building design and materials or construction processes. The off-grid solar sector has grown rapidly over the past decade, and it is a business, a popular business model for off-grid renewable energy delivery, especially in developing countries, is through what we call pay-as-you-go technologies, often used in off-grid solar, but also applicable in other areas. So a company will install household systems or build nearby solar or hybrid mini grids and allow users to pay only for the energy they use, often through mobile payment systems, reducing this way upfront costs to to consumers and allowing more base of the pyramid customers to access energy. So commonly using smart meters, this model not only provides renewable energy access, but encourages also efficient economical use of energy by recipients. The storage, of course, biofuels, and particularly second generation biofuels, have seen success with startup business models, especially in rural areas, but we would see that they experience a downturn. COVID pandemic has caused a decline in biofuel demand, um, and we could say that a post-COVID boom may occur, particularly if promises of green recovery investments are realized. Um, so we need, of course, more friendly policies for biofuels due to inexpensive oil prices in certain regions. There is increasing electrification of vehicles, which may contribute to decreased demand. So this sector also is very interesting. Environment and natural resources. Said before how it's important to improve business model based on restoration and sustainability, decrease the amount of waste that cannot be reused, wastewater, and take into consideration all these aspects, all these sectors that I mentioned before. And of course, the benefits of restoration, for instance, of agroforestry, of ecosystem carbon sequestration, are extensive. Institutions are increasingly looking to fund conservation, restoration, especially of high carbon ecosystems like forests and wetlands. Um, so all these sectors are interesting to explore if we wanted to invest on this. So how can entrepreneurs actually fight climate change? Of course, by developing product services that are friendly, environmentally friendly, put innovative ideas, concepts into practice, bring innovations to the market, create, actually design new business models, and of course, provide new perspectives on sustainability, meet consumers' demand for sustainability, and most important is help change lifestyles. How can entrepreneurs fight climate change? First of all, develop an interest in sustainability. Entrepreneurs can effectively demand sustainability and in their supplier chains, for instance. The case of Apple, Apple has pledged that its products and supply chain would be 100% carbon neutral by 2030. So this could actually encourage competition among Apple suppliers to become more ecologically responsible. So entrepreneurs and major organizations can have an impact on the fight against climate change if they take this action. Put concepts into practice. So entrepreneurs of course, need the help of governments. Governments can offer incentives for environmental sustainability, impose less strong restrictions. And if businesses collaborate, with collaboration is important, it will be considerably simpler to mitigate climate change. Electric cars, remote working tools, emission reduction technologies exist. Entrepreneurs should make them a reality. Innovations, startups, for instance, are in the ideal position to innovate because they are tiny, they have an open culture in contrast to governments and major organizations that require time to approve new initiatives. Already, entrepreneurs contribute to climate action. One area is electric vehicles and the expansion of car and bike sharing systems. So, for instance, another area, plant-based meat and lab-grown meat companies such as Impossible Foods or Moza Meat and others have introduced innovation to the food industry. So take into consideration also what the consumers want, decreasing consumer demand for environmentally sustainable products, which will continue into the future. Approximately 80% of global consumers believe that businesses should contribute to environmental improvement. Um, break the habit and transition to sustainability-focused operations in order to promote the growth of this market. So, new perspective, bring new perspectives, new ideas to the world, and make sustainability our mission. Um, you know that if we were building a business from the ground up, and or even we have already an established brand, integrate sustainability into our company's mission is important because green business certifications, for instance, require companies to have a mission statement governing their sustainability practice. So it's important to write, for instance, a mission statement for a green business practices, collaborate with the decision makers, include why sustainability is important to our company, write down specific goals on a list of priorities and tangible actions that you will use to get there, include a vision for the future and define how will you measure success. Um, the second step would be to create, of course, a green product. Also, we select the materials here, we need to consider some characteristics. First of all, if they are sourced sustainably, source products from manufacturers that have enacted ethical, environmentally friendly practices. Fair trade, look for suppliers and materials with fair trade certifications. Fair trade principles involve paying producers in developing countries or at above market rate for the goods they produce. If the materials are recyclable, renewable, or biodegradable, create products like this, use materials that minimize the impact on the environment. They are free from toxic substances that may contaminate water and oil or deplete the ozone layer. And of course, take into consideration if your materials are locally sourced, if they are reusable, as I said before. And reassess our supply chain. Consider also our back office. Why? Because all these principles that apply to manufacturing sustainable products or constructing sustainable buildings should also apply to our office. Our office should work to be energy efficient and reduce its waste generation. Um, for instance, if we have recycled bins in our office, it's a small first step. If we go paperless or reduce the paper documents that our office prints, if we use energy efficient computers and office equipment, that is very important, and this stimulates also motivates our employees. Give back has to do with charitable giving. Charitable giving is a very important part of our sustainability strategy. When, for example, our company gives unused items to the community, this way we prevent them from entering a landfill. Monetary charitable donations or team volunteering opportunities can be a part of our sustainability mission. Our company might work with non-profit organizations that support environmental conservation, or this could be part of our business models. Charitable giving, how to reassess our supply chain, I mentioned before, some aspects could include material sourcing, energy utilization, so use renewable energy sources and save energy when it's not required, warehousing, use shared warehousing spaces so that cooling and energy facilities are shared rather than exclusive. Packaging or delivery, switch to biodegradable packaging options, and delivery use electric bikes or reduce air transport, etc. Eliminate paper usage, I mentioned before. For instance, we can switch to online voicing to curb the practice of printing things, to digitize our company's record keeping, make recycled paper use mandatory, and operate from a work from home hybrid model. According to reports, working from home office 4 hours a day can reduce nitrogen oxide, dioxide emissions by around 10%. Especially after COVID pandemic, we have seen how this is actually a viable solution. And Apart from this, we can partner with non-profit organizations. We can consider what we said before about renewable energy, conserve water, invest in green products, develop a recycling program, and donate, as I said before, to giving back. As I mentioned before about the charitable giving. And remember that 40% of customers choose brands that have environmentally they have an eco-friendly image, and it is important to partner also with non-profit organizations because this could have a lasting impact on our brand and the planet. Um, so, what we could say, we give some examples of these eco-friendly companies. For instance, we can mention the case of Eco Consulting. Eco Consulting consultants evaluate homes and offices. They offer solutions to make them more environmentally friendly. We could advise clients on switching their home appliance to more energy efficient machines or implement recycling programs. And if we want to boost our credibility, we can become a certified eco consultant. So, green finance, eco-friendly retail, upcycle furniture, green franchises, second-hand stores, solar panel installation, sustainable construction materials, eco-friendly beauty salon, green finance, eco-friendly retail. All of these are great ideas for someone who wants to get involved in a second-hand store, who wants to be involved in climate entrepreneurship. We talk about policy. I said before about what is happening, that usually there are unfriendly regulatory frameworks, especially in Europe, I can say. And this of course, does not encourage entrepreneurs. So we have two categories of entrepreneurs, those who work over long periods of time to create political windows, what we say, of opportunities, and carpe diem entrepreneurs who take advantage of policy windows when they emerge. So what is needed actually is how to strengthen rules and standards, to direct investment to green activities, to curtail investment in harmful ones. States must strengthen and update the rules governing financial markets. Um, so investments very important. Of course, more must be done to provide sufficient fiscal space also for countries, for some countries. And here in Europe, we have in the attempt to tackle the devastating effects of the world economic crisis, the European Union established the Entrepreneurship 2020 Action Plan in 2013, and this initiative actually tries to focus on how proper education for and from entrepreneurs should be made widely available in current education systems, how to share ideas, knowledge, and experiences, best practices among different companies and business owners is important, how to remove, as I said before, the existing administrative and bureaucratic obstacles by making entrepreneurship this way more accessible, more affordable, and how very important to build an entrepreneurial culture. The European Green Deal is another issue here in Europe as a framework, actually very ambitious, but it remains to see if all these measures suggested will actually succeed of the European deal. And we talked before about women and climate entrepreneurship. A truly sustainable world has to be diverse, has to be inclusive. We know that women are more affected by climate change, and yet climate tech sector is currently a male-dominated field. So usually, what are the challenges that women are facing in this sector? First of all, gender inequality, which includes laws, religion, culture, politics, and women in this way, of course, face still bias stereotypes. The minimal support that they have, the lack of education, the lack of training, the fear of failure, very, very important. It's the lack of confidence, I could say, especially when women have to ask for loans. They're not doing, they don't feel confident about this. And timidity, women who struggle are usually afraid of being involved in this kind of innovative ventures. So, how we can address the gender disparity in climate entrepreneurship during incubators, accelerators? Many startups can help. Incubators and accelerators can provide mentoring, resources, space, networking opportunities, and access to capital. Startups fail usually at the initial stages, but incubator accelerators can actually provide this, can help women who lack networking opportunities, can join these accelerator programs, which can allow them to meet key stakeholders. And accelerator programs can help women entrepreneurs secure valuable advice and support to overcome these challenges. Of course, the drive to recruit women in these green sectors, it's imperative now. And of course, the drive to appoint more women to the boards of venture capital firms, because still the percentage is low, and female participants actually could get advice from experienced board members, helping developing their board profiles and important networking opportunities. So equip female students, graduates, for instance, with climate change knowledge is important, enhance entrepreneurial abilities to instill confidence in order to pursue entrepreneurship, provide business literacy skills, mentorship, networking support to early stage ventures. All these are very important. Um, and of course, there are many programs that exist, and actually programs that are funded nowadays about women entrepreneurship in general, but even more, this is more trendy nowadays to talk about climate, about women in climate entrepreneurship. So we need more inclusive social business models that are needed, with vulnerable groups, with women. These groups in their communities should possess knowledge of local ecosystems, and we need business models that promote leadership, knowledge, and value of these groups and communities. That could be very important of any effort to enhance climate resilience. So these groups need the training, need access to finance, education, recognition for their knowledge and their efforts. Of course, within the framework of Sustainable Development Goals, that could be very important. Funding, as I said before, is a major shortage, given the fact that lenders need collateral in a situation where many entrepreneurs, particularly women, have limited or no assets. So innovative financing programs tend to have fewer restrictions and are designed for less risk-averse enterprises. Partnership for climate action, collaboration and partnership are crucial. With lack of funding is one of the main barriers. Many investors also have an interest in investing in social impact-focused enterprises. So all these are important. And if you want to be a climate entrepreneur, in order to boost your profile, you can get a certification. And remember that a climate entrepreneur is someone who has developed a set of soft skills such as open-mindedness, empathy, negotiation, conflict management, all these soft skills. You need to take into consideration how to manage climate change risks, the effects of climate change are felt on businesses on the world. Take steps to mitigate the impact on the climate is vital, and it makes good financial sense. And companies that identify and act on climate risks will have a better chance to not only survive but to thrive in the new net zero world. So, regardless of your business type, we have a role to play in fighting climate change. Adopting more sustainable business practices are simple ways to make a lasting impact by changing, by transforming organization. We could see outside investment, we can have better recognition, we can become leader in our communities. Small steps can lead to tremendous results. Of course, there is no one size fits all approach. All these recommendations mentioned before are just recommendation. We can get started, share ideas, include a team in the strategy, see what works for us, and through trial and error, we can customize and set goals and striving for a better planet. Collaboration with companies and businesses are important. So soon, small steps will become commonplace, and you will give the next generation something to build on. This first action can lead to a more sustainable future. Thank you very much for your attention. Remember that climate intelligence is business intelligence. Thank you very much, and for any question, I'm here to discuss. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the rich content presentation which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now I'm moving on to our answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our channel. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask
Yes.
your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. After a wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Thank you very much for this great opportunity. See you next month with another topic. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank also our audience for their attention and their patience. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can. Dear IGP knowledge seeking stand for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeking stand for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.edirgp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next with the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I am going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edirgp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next with the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate. If failed, to retake the quiz. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP knowledge seekers, time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is a regular webinar activity. We change the few process for online quiz competition. Note that after life, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.edirgp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anymore. Browse the live quiz button or give a link, find the station name and join with the logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join. Enjoy an online live quiz competition. After the quiz, we will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on our official Facebook page and group instead of Global Professional. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 17 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. First question is a multidisciplinary approach is discussed in entrepreneurial climate. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 67% people are right here. Our next question is, how has entrepreneurship evolved in recent years due to climate change? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 73% people are right. Our next question is, the social entrepreneur is known for her action against climate change. Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 40% people are right here. Our next question is, which of the following climate does not influence innovation and entrepreneurship? Option 1, time and space for generating new ideas. Option 2, complete tasks and lack of conflict. Option 2 is the right answer. 38% people are right here. Our next question is, which of the following statement about the entrepreneur climate is a true? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 81% people are right here. Our next question is, encourage climate for corporate entrepreneurship rewards should be based on the feat of established performance goals. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 81% people are right here. Our next question is, what factor is not mentioned in terms of creating a better climate for entrepreneur? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 60% people are right here. Our next question is, entrepreneurs play an important role in society by helping to solve global issues. Is true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right here. Our ninth question is, many diminution of climate been shown in influence, innovative and entrepreneur. Which of the which the following is not? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 88% people are right here. Our last and final question of the session is, encouraging climate for corporate entrepreneurship years should be based on attainment of established performance goal. Is it true or false? Option 1 is the right answer. 100% people are right. Yes. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz complete certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz complete certificate on official Facebook professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue a certificate on official Facebook page and Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning. Cost life never stop teaching us. Be happy, stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to avoid a lot of people of things, Albert Einstein. Before I saw hit the like button, again wants to thank all RGP knowledge seekers for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.